with Courtney Mack, who is currently making her Broadway debut once Broadway comes back in Six the Musical at the Brooke Atkinson Theater in New York City. How are you? How has quarantine treated you?
I am good. I feel like quarantine has had its ups and downs, obviously. But it's been nice to get to spend time with my family and my fiance. So I wouldn't really give that time up.
And congrats on the engagement that happened earlier this summer.
Thank you.
So that was exciting to see on the social medias. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right in. How did you get your start in theater?
I really didn't, I wasn't like a theater child. I didn't grow up doing theater. I was very shy. So, but I wanted to do everything like my big sister. And she did softball. So I did softball. She did some of the musicals in high school. So then I decided to do musicals, and they did choir and everything too. And so that's kind of how I got started into theater, or how I got introduced into theater. And then I didn't really do any due diligence with finding colleges because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I knew my choir teacher went to Luther College in Decorah, Iowa, and found out real fast it was not for me. I learned a lot there, but I knew I wanted to pursue theater. So then I went to Columbia College in Chicago.
Which is where I'm at. So that's exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of coming to Chicago and going to school here, what was it like being in Chicago, which is a city that is big in theater compared to a lot of other cities?
Well, I really didn't know anything about other cities. I mean, I only really have Chicago to kind of go off of because I lived there for so long and got to know the theater scene. But I think it's a great place for young actors to start off in. It gives you all the knowledge I think that you need to take the next steps if you're looking to go to Broadway. You can build up your resume in Chicago, get to know the theater scene. It is very small. And you just kind of pay your dues, I feel like. Yeah.
It's nice being in Chicago because you can see theater and you can be in theater and you can get training in theater. So
Yeah.
it's everything kind of all around when it comes to Chicago, which is nice.
Yeah, and you can do it all. You can do dance, you can do comedy and film, TV, commercial, you can do all of that. And I think that's something that's so unique about Chicago, is that you can do it all just in that city.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not as busy as New York City when it comes to that realm.
More chill.
Yeah, it's a little bit more chill. Okay, so you are making your Broadway debut in Six the Musical, and you've been with the show for a while, actually. What has it been like getting to grow with the show here in the US and that journey?
Well, I had a different journey than a lot of other people, just because I did the last half of, I got into the show later than the rest of the girls. They started, and then I was brought on to replace Sam Pauly for a bit. And it was strange, like learning a show in like 7 or 8 days, something to like that caliber of a show. But I feel like as we've gone on, I've gotten to learn more about all the queens, because I was so focused on learning Kay Howard that first like couple weeks, just focusing on like one character. So it's nice, since like we've had all this time to build up to go to Broadway, I've gotten to learn so much more about all the characters, and I've gotten to work with the writers of the show, because I didn't have that experience like the girls did in the beginning in Chicago. So that was nice, and connecting with all the queens too is nice.
So you cover everyone on Broadway except for Anne of Cleves. What is it? What has it been like getting to meet all of these, you know, historical figures and putting your own twist on it?
It's really interesting because, again, like, I was so ingrained in Howard. So then when I found out that I was staying on with the show and I was then going to cover Boleyn and Jane, it took me like the longest time to like separate the characters out in my brain, because I was so used to seeing Andrea do Boleyn, and I was so used to seeing Abby do Seymour. And if you're performing with the show for such a long time, like, and especially if you're an understudy, it's so hard to get them out of your head, the way that they say things and do things, and their choices that they make on stage. So it takes a long time, at least for me, to really discover who the queens are in my own body and like how to connect that. And we were kind of on the cusp of getting into that deeper once, because we were about to open, and we were working really hard on our two like main covers. So mine was Howard and Boleyn. And so we didn't have time to really dive into the other ones.
Yeah.
At least for me, like, we were starting the process of like walking through them and that kind of stuff. But I don't know, it's pretty incredible to know how their lives, I don't know, had such a huge impact on the world. And like, just, I don't know, each of their stories are so different, and the fact that you can relate it back to now is crazy. But it's awesome that we get to tell their story in a like a fun, modern way for people to understand and enjoy, so they hopefully can maybe learn something.
Yeah. So you you and Mallory are both alternates at Six, but you're also Columbia College Chicago grads. So what is it like getting to work with someone also from your alma mater?
It's actually really crazy, to be honest, because we've done a couple shows together in Chicago, and the one show that we did, we were in cabaret together. And, well, maybe it wasn't cabaret that we came up with this idea, but we would always joke, like, we're gonna go to Broadway together. we're gonna have an apartment, or we were like dreaming big, you know. So it's really funny that, you know, it came into fruition. And I think it helped too, because I feel like there was some comfort there, because we're also from Wisconsin. So we kind of grew up in similar home life, whatever, however you call it. So it's nice to have somebody that, you know, especially in a big city.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
And it seems like the whole entire cast of Six is just this big, lovely family of wonderful human beings, according to social media. So it's always fun to see everyone and all of that. Okay, so now to fan questions. We had some people send in questions for you. So someone wants to know, what is your favorite line and or song in Six?
Favorite song, I love No Way. I think No Way, and I don't know, I love them all for different reasons.
Yeah.
But I think the ones that I catch myself like jamming to the most is probably No Way, um, uh, Get Down, and I Don't Need Your Love. Those ones are just real fun for me. And favorite line, I don't know. I feel like I've forgotten most of the show, to be real honest. I literally forgot I did another one of these interviews and I forgot the name of No Way. I was like, the first queen, what did she sing? I don't remember. But shoot, I don't know about a line.
I feel like
I really have to like
Kay Howard's whole entire little monologue that she does right before her song is always pretty iconic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The whole roast.
That one's good. I don't know, there's a lot of like one-liners that are really good.
Someone else wants to know, what was it like hearing that you booked 6? Or what was your reaction?
So I was my fiance, he was playing a game. He's a baseball player. He was playing a game that night in Chicago, and I had dropped him off, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna go to a core power class before the game. And I was sitting in the car outside of the parking lot just waiting until it was time for me to go in. And I got a call from my agent, and she was like, you booked Broadway. And so I was like, wait, are you serious? It was kind of surreal, honestly. And I really didn't know how to feel about it. I'm pretty sure I was swearing a lot. A lot of F-bombs going off, and on her end too. But I decided to go to the core power class anyway to like release whatever was happening inside my body. Did not help because I was thinking about it the whole time. I glared at the teacher the whole time because I was like, what are you making me do? I'm not like in the emotional mindset for this right now. But then afterwards I was driving to my fiance's game, and I started crying. I remember Mallory she was texting me, and we had a little chat for a while. Because she just texted me like, do you have something to tell me, or do you like something on like that line, and I was like, do you have something to tell me? So yeah, I was full on crying by the time I got to see my fiance, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going. It's weird. So a lot of emotions.
Well,
it's crazy.
We are so excited for 6 to be back and for Broadway to be back. And I will have to come and see you in New York once everything is back up. Thank you for joining me for this quick interview. I will put all of your social media down in the description box below. Make sure you check her out. And also, I'm also going to put some links down below to make sure that if you are 18 and older, that you are registered to vote. Make sure you're registered to vote. Some places have their cutoff dates have already happened, but it's okay. Still make sure you're registered. Make sure you're going to get your ballots and however you're going to do that. And thank you, and we'll see you when you return to Broadway.
Thank you.